Hello and welcome back to the Travel Adventures.
Today we're going to Baltimore, Maryland. After a quick drive, I arrived at my hotel, room 1515, and took a few minutes to unpack and settle in. After a quick scan, I saw that the closet had an iron, shoe shiner, and even extra umbrellas, and the bathroom was humongous and beautiful. There were some nice fluffy robes waiting for me, and absolutely loved the shower. It had a lovely waterfall head that made me feel like I was bathing in the Amazon. Super relaxing after a long day. There was even a coffee maker, a fully stocked fridge, and a beautiful view of the water and the city. Although it was a bit interesting because I could see into the other hotel rooms, both within my own hotel and across the street. So definitely live entertainment. But what was even more entertaining was that there was a TV within the bathroom that you could watch while brushing your teeth or taking a bath. And there were buttons signaling to the cleaning staff to come clean the room. Then night fell and I grabbed some oysters at a local oyster joint. Definitely delicious. Highly recommend eating seafood in Baltimore. The next morning, at the crack of dawn, I went to Fells Point, approximate 20-minute walk away from the hotel, and just walked around this very cute red brick little town. There was cute shops, lovely dessert stores, and I even bought some fresh tea leaves. It was super cozy and quaint, and because I came so early, there was not as many people on the streets, definitely a lot of cars, but there weren't many people mingling around, and I just loved all the lobster decorations to commemorate the fact that the city is right next to the water. For the next part of the day, I ventured downtown and enjoyed the sunshine on my skin and the beautiful views of the water, and then I went to the National Aquarium. Of course, I started by looking at one of my favorite creatures, the jellyfish. All different kinds, all different shapes. I then went into the dolphin exhibit and even sat and watched the dolphin show. I'm always awestruck by all the flips and the turns and how well they're trained. After a quick ride up the escalator, I was welcomed into the rainforest paradise. There were beautiful plants everywhere, as well as multiple different types of birds, including parrot. I also got to see several poison dart frogs and pythons, as well as toads. Absolutely amazed. I was even told that there was a secret sloth hiding amongst the trees, but sadly I didn't get to see them. Maybe next time. Continuing on my journey, I went through a rocky passageway into the fish exhibit. There were so many different versions of fish, as well as turtles of all different sizes within different types of water, both saltwater as well as freshwater. There were also electric eels, puffinfish, starfish, and puffins, just amongst a few aquatic creatures. And going into the larger part of the water exhibit, I got to see the different sections and different environments various fish thrived in, which is super cool. I then moved on to the scariest exhibit. Just kidding. This exhibit housed the nurse shark, sand tiger shark, large-tooth sawfish, and the rough-tailed stingray. Look at those marvelous beasts and the beautiful coral reef. Exiting the water section, I got to see many reptiles, including one that looked like a Komodo dragon. And obviously, because I had just watched the Meg movie, I had to stop to take a moment, take a picture of a skeleton of the megalodon. Not sure if it's real, but regardless, it's cool. I then took one last look at the National Aquarium and continued on my way back into the Inner Harbor.
After walking past the historical Pratt power plant building that used to be a power generation center but is now housing several different restaurants, bars, and other businesses,
I walked by the Coast Guard cutter WHEC 37, which was the last surviving ship from the Pearl Harbor attack. It was definitely incredibly memorable because the ship was operating for a full 50 years before being decommissioned in 1986 and being named a National
Historic Landmark. On my leisurely walk back to the hotel, I passed by several museums. After returning to my hotel, I went ahead and explored the gym and then relaxed in the spa. Changing into my spa fit and stowing away my belongings in a locker and slipping into the complimentary slippers, I got ready for an afternoon of relaxation. The spa has several free amenities, including the ginormous shower, as well as a sauna and steam room. There were even very nice and cooling towels with ice that helped chill your body temperature down. There were some snacks in a relaxation lounge, allowing you to not only enjoy your pretzels and nuts and fruits and water infused with fruit, but you also got to sit down, read some magazines, and relax, and in my case, fall asleep. Patrons could also opt in to sit in the waiting room and have some customized treatments, including a facial and a massage. The free amenities were more than enough for me. There was also a lovely view from the balcony of the surrounding area, including the Johns Hopkins School, and within the locker room, there were many different items given, including a full robe, extra towels, soap,
a bag for your clothes,
where I returned the robe and changed back into my regular clothes. And although I didn't get to actually experience the outdoor pool because the weather wasn't quite optimal at that time, it was still nice and relaxing, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. The next day, I took a day trip to the Mount Vernon neighborhood of Baltimore and visited the Walters Art Museum. I was absolutely amazed and marveled at all the stained glass windows, architecture, and art.
I genuinely felt like I was in someone's home enjoying their private collection of art and history. The art included pieces made from a many assortment of materials, and there was also an interactive piece as well.
There were stunning artifacts spanning across several continents and centuries, including Baroque Europe, the Byzantine Empire, India, ancient Greece, and Ethiopia, just to name a few. It was wonderful to see the levels of conservation shown throughout all of the different exhibits and exhibitions. They were truly capturing a moment of time for all of this history. My personal favorites were the fine china and all of the jewelry, simply because the craftsmanship was unmatched and absolutely amazing, and I can't even imagine the time dedicated to creating all of these pieces. After it stopped raining, I took a quick stroll down the street just to enjoy the neighborhood and took a quick lunch break at a local French restaurant. Absolutely delicious. Love the tomato soup and the desserts. I also had the lovely opportunity to see the George Washington Monument, which was the first landmark dedicated to the first president of the United States, George Washington. There was also one of the most beautiful libraries in the world, known as the George Peabody Library, that I unfortunately did not have the pleasure of seeing and going inside because it was closed on this particular day, but a trip for the next time. Maybe if I ever visit the Johns Hopkins campus again.